Hello you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to keep this really short and really sweet, you guys. I don't want to go too deep into topic again. I just want to say that I know a lot of you commented on my last video saying that you've had the same experience as I have, and that you dislike, cross-dressing men for the same reasons that I do, and so on and so forth. I just want to say, for the people that were offended by that, I just really want to say that what I was talking about, and I said it in the video as well, is that I have an issue with predatory behavior from men who cross-dress. I have an issue with men who cross-dress, who violate people's trust and privacy by engaging in conversation with trans women, having to do with transition, and then steer the conversation sexually. I've had that happen 95% of the time with any interaction I've had with a cross-dressing person. I was not talking about trans women who are in transition. I was not talking about trans women who have not transitioned yet. I wasn't talking about people who use cross-dressing as a means to find themselves. I was simply talking about the people who use cross-dressing as a fetish, as a kink, and act upon that, to people who are really not open to that. I think that it's a really disgusting thing to try to engage with someone under the guise that you're a trans person, only to get some kind of sexual thrill from it. I said that in my last video, and I'll say it again. I am not sorry for saying that. I'm not sorry for the way that I feel, because that has been my experience. You are not going to come and invalidate my experience or dismiss my experiences. You're not going to dismiss the disrespectful sexual behavior that I've had inflicted upon me that I haven't asked for. A lot of the time, the sexual advances that are made to me are unsolicited. If they weren't, if I was asking for them, then I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't have an issue with this. But I think that it's very easy from the eyes of a man who cross-dresses to say, well, it's not that bad, or, it's the internet. If you don't like it, get off the internet. But these are actions and behaviors that, outside of our community can be construed as, a trans person, engaging in this kind of behavior. And there's a lot of misconception around trans people as it is. I don't think that it's okay for you to pile on top of that. Also, you have the comfort of being able to dress up, dress down, live your regular life whenever you feel like it. But this is our lives, and we run danger of so many different things, where our safety is constantly in question, even if we leave the door. So for you to sit there and say that that kind of behavior isn't detrimental is absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's you're speaking from such a place of privilege to think that I should just be quiet and not really speak about something that most people don't talk about. I think that that's a very dark subject. I think a lot of people, we don't talk about it because we kind of just think, well, our community is already, perceived as, bottom of the totem pole kind of thing, so why add to it? But I think that we shouldn't excuse and justify that kind of behavior, just because we are a marginalized group of people. I think that we need to start speaking up about that kind of stuff. And it's something that, goddamn this eyelash, and it's something that, I've encountered time and time and time again. I know that there was a lot of people that were offended by that last video, and pretty much perceived my conviction as being hateful. And I don't think that that's accurate at all. Does it make me angry? Yes. I don't hate anybody. I just don't like that kind of behavior. And I dislike people that, in my opinion, are doing such a disservice to a community that needs every little bit of help that it can get. I think that's fucked up, and I'm sorry to say that, but I think it's ridiculous. I think it's disgusting to go around and, trying to get your rocks off in a sexual thrill, when you're affecting a huge group of people. What part of you can't sympathize with somebody pretty much saying, just stop doing this? Yeah, I put videos out on the internet, and yeah, I'm a woman on social media, but that doesn't give you the okay to violate my trust. As it is, I think trans women, we have a certain level of comfort with each other, and I think transition is so personal that, when we encounter somebody like us, we want to share information, and we want to talk about surgeries and hormones and experiences and all of that. And I think somebody kind of preying on us and trying to, get that kind of information, all the while they're just, sitting there, bleh. I think that that's so wrong. And I don't see how you can't see my point of view. But obviously, people sympathize only with what they can imagine themselves going through, or empathize with it. You know what I mean? If you're a man who doesn't encounter that kind of behavior or enjoys it, then yeah, you're not going to see my side of it. You're not going to see our side of it. You don't really care at the end of the day. And that's unfortunate. But I'm not sorry for what I said. And I'm not going to back down and say that I regret making that video, because I don't. I think it's a very important topic that we need to talk about, and it's kind of the ugly side of what comes with being trans on the internet sometimes. It's funny because I have one of my very good friends. She's a cis woman, young girl, 22, 23. She had an individual like this, befriend her on Facebook. They'd have conversations back and forth, and this person started to, bring up, more sexual conversation to her. And, I think she's bisexual or pansexual, which is fine, but she was having these conversations with my friend, again, under the idea that she was a transitioning trans woman, only to steer the conversation to sexual things. And my friend was very uncomfortable, because she's like, well, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't really like her like that, but I don't know if she's just a trans woman that wants to know these personal things, about my body or whatever, or is it that she's being a pervert? So, and that she wasn't a she, it was a he. But I think anybody who watched my last video knows exactly what I was talking about. I don't have to go into detail here. Just go through the comments section. You'll see so many other trans women who commented and agree that they've had the exact same experience that I've had. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to talk about this topic anymore. Honestly, it just makes me so fucking angry that I can't really sit here and be like nice and cordial about it, because it's just makes me so fucking upset. It makes me angry. But yeah, anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. My next video will be normal video again. So if there's any topics that you guys want me to talk about, or anything you want to know, leave a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Like this video if you like it. If you don't agree with me, dislike it. Whatever you want to do, that's completely up to you. But just know that I wasn't simply being hateful. I was expressing my experience and my distaste for people that are predatory, disrespectful, and rude and intrusive. So that's all I'm gonna say.